Hi guys, welcome to our podcast, Dear Diary. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Maya, and today we are going to be talking about red, green, and beige flags in ourselves and others.
Whew, whew, whew. Should we start? I think we should start with green flags.
Okay. And other people?
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes other than each other, than ourselves.
Okay, that's what I had in mind.
So I guess we should start with green flags and other people. Because, let's start it off nice. Let's make ourselves look like good people.
Exactly. Well, when I was writing my list for, the green and red flags for others, I was interpreting it as, friendships. Like, if I met someone, these would be the green flags I see in someone, and then the red flags I see in someone. So that's how I interpreted it.
I just, I kind of did, general, things that I noticed and was like, oh, that would be a good thing. That would be a bad thing. But, mainly friendship. I've only...
Yeah.
Yeah, friendship. So, the first green flag I have is, good taste, specifically, fashion. You know?
So, yeah, that's a good one.
Because it's you can have good taste, but you don't have to dress well to have good taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, more so, similar taste to me personally. Because, I have the best fashion taste ever, and I'm incredibly humble about it.
Oh, for sure.
That's it.
I'm okay, I'm gonna go from the most broad to the most specific ones. So my first one is people who celebrate with you or show that you're happy for birthdays, milestones, graduation, or just big goals and achievements you know that they've had. My example is getting into a school they wanted to go to, because I remember last year, we were seniors last year, and do you know what story I'm about to tell?
I have some ideas.
Okay,
I don't know where this is headed.
I'll just tell it. Okay, but I just remember last year we were seniors getting into all of our colleges and stuff, and I remember our friend, she was talking to us, and she was like, yeah, I got into this one school that I know my friend really wanted to go to, and she was really excited for me, but then this other girl who sat with us at lunch didn't even congratulate me or anything, and she just immediately turned the conversation back to herself.
It was more so just a situation where one person was happy about getting into a school, and the other person didn't consider that school good enough to be happy about.
Exactly. She was just like, oh, let me check. Well, I think she said
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember now. It's all coming back.
It's all coming back.
I had a Jimmy Neutron moment.
Okay, should we reenact it?
Oh my gosh! I just got into a school that I really want to go to and will probably end up going to. I'm so happy! I can't believe this happened!
Wait, they released their decisions? Let me check about mine. I bet I got in. That's how it went.
Yeah.
So, basically...
not even, celebrating with her, being like, oh,
not even saying
great.
Congrats! The green flag is people who are happy for you about that stuff and will
people
celebrate
who share
with
in
you.
Your victories.
Exactly. Your turn.
My second green flag is someone who will call out an awkward situation. In the sense that it's if everyone goes silent or someone says something that's kind of weird, and they're like, well, that was kind of awkward anyways, because that's so refreshing, you know?
Uh-huh. And it makes the person who was in the awkward situation feel better about themselves.
Or maybe not straight up being okay, that was really awkward, let's ignore that, but more so saving the other person. So
yeah.
Someone says a joke and it falls flat, and then this person is let me swoop in and maybe save the joke or laugh or something to make it less awkward.
Green flag.
That's it.
My next one is, oh, I have to clarify what I mean by this, but people who will share their homework with you, and I know there are
yes
Enough said. I know, but I understand how some people might not want to because they worked really hard on it. And I get it if one person always asks and asks and asks and never like thanks you or like just like
Or,
feeds
like,
off you
contributes.
and
Like,
like
it's gotta be an exchange of, like,
yeah,
"Hey, I have this homework for this class, do you want this homework?" Like, "If you give me this homework for this class, I'll give you this homework for
exactly.
that class."
And like I get it if that person is constantly getting like really good grades based off your work. I understand not wanting to share with that. But the way I see it, we went to a school that really favored tests. Homework was worth like 20%. Tests were worth 80. So yes, I would ask some of my friends, "Hey, can I see your homework? Like I just don't have the time to finish it." And they would give it to me, which I would help them if they needed it. And in my mind, I'm just like, honestly, it's hurting the person copying more because
Yeah.
they're not actually learning the material for like the tests which matter more. So I'm like, if someone asks you like maybe a couple times, like just like I feel like
Like
you should give it to them.
no, because my freshman year of high school, I was in a math class with, like, mainly juniors and seniors who, like, they were just taking the class to graduate.
Mhm.
And there was one dude who and I was like I'm a good student. I would do the homework during class and, like, all of that, and it was an easy math class for me. So, this one dude, anytime he'd come in to class, he'd open up my binder and take out my homework and just copy it and give it back to me.
I
It was
remember
like there was a whole system too.
in freshman year for math, me and my friend had a system. They had the period. No, I had that class like period like 3, and then they had it like period like 6, let's say. So in the morning we would meet up and sh- they would do half the homework and then I would do half the homework. They would give me the homework, and the way our teacher graded the homework, they would select like 5 random questions and then we just have to like write it down to show that we did it. Like he
Yeah.
didn't look over all of our homework. So I would take that half, we would do it, and then like in between passing periods, I'd hand them back their homework plus the homework I did. That's what we did. People like
Smart.
that green flag. People who
Mhm.
are always just like who all the worst is when people always ask, but then they refuse to give
No,
homework.
literally. It's
Like that
like
makes no sense.
the double standard. The double
Exactly.
standard.
Cause like I like a big thing with like our friend group, you know, some people were really good at math, let's just say. They were always very generous. But that
You
means
know who you are.
you know who you but that means we would always offer to help them like edit their essays or like read over like all their stuff and like
We
it's an
played to our
exchange,
strengths.
guys.
We played to our
Exactly.
strengths.
Those are green flags.
I'm gonna skip my third one because it's boring. My fourth one, if they are carrying cash,
That is such a green flag.
like, let's bring back cash. I hate paying with card. I obviously right now do not have any cash because I'm a broke college student. But having cash on you, green flag, because
Mhm.
cash is play money.
It's not
Like,
real.
it's not real. It's monopoly money.
Mhm.
And like, if I pay for something in cash, it is free.
But you also never know when you might just need it. You know?
Exactly. Like you're prepared. They're
Exactly.
like cool people have cash on them.
What if someplace doesn't take card? Like I know most places take card now. What if you're wandering the streets and you come across like a little street market and you want to buy
Mhm.
a little piece of art, but they only take cash?
No, and
What are
like
you
I
gonna
went to
do?
Europe and Americans are so privileged in that everywhere takes card. I went to Europe. It was like we were lucky if they took card.
My next green flag. This was like the first thing I thought of when you proposed this idea, and it's so specific to me. This, if you do this, you are a green flag in my eyes. If you like to read books, and if you have a Goodreads, and I I love reading, obviously. I love Goodreads. I will stalk you on Goodreads. I will read every review you write. Like green flag. And I at first when I was writing this, I was like, it kind of depends on the books you say you like. But then I was like, no. As long as you
If they're
like to
keeping up
read.
to date, if they're, like, keeping with Goodreads, like, that's impressive.
Exactly. And like, I might question your taste in books, but I'll never like wait. But
You
like, it
got
doesn't
this.
matter besides the fact that you enjoy reading. And that's a green flag. You should read
Mhm.
more. That wasn't
The
tailored just
only
towards you, that was tailored to everyone.
No, yeah. Well, I don't read, so
But you have to finish Better Than the Movies, and then you have to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder for the TV show that's coming out, so we
No,
can
I
watch it
literally own the book.
together. I know!
That
I've
oh,
reread that
that's
series twice now.
spoiler alert. I didn't write this one down, but that is one of my red flags. I buy so many books and I barely read.
I almost put that in your beige flag! But then I thought of something different, and I had to
Oh
change.
no, now I'm scared.
No, your beige flags are like funny.
Okay. I guess we should we go on to beige flags or red flags? I think we should go to beige flags for like others.
Wait, I only have beige flags for you though.
Okay. Then I have a lot more.
Yeah.
There's because I came up with beige flags for other people because I
Oh,
didn't know what we were doing, honestly. I have one that I
okay.
just really want to share.
Okay, yeah,
If
you
you
share.
use Waze, I know there's someone, at least one person listening right now that got really offended.
That's a
I
good
love you with all of my heart, but Waze is not correct. Waze is not correct. Like, I love you so much,
one. We both
but
love you.
Apple Maps is installed on your European iPhone.
We will forever comment whenever you pull up Waze. Because why does Waze not tell you if it's a stop sign or a stoplight?
Literally. Anyways, should we
Should
move
we
on to
do
red
red
flags?
flags? Yeah.
Can I share my first one? I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Yes.
Okay, my first one, hypocrisy.
Yes. See, I almost put these on my list, but I was like, I can't do too broad because then they'll overlap too much. But yeah, I
Because
agree.
it's like, I'm someone who's I'm not stupid, but I take words at face value. So if you tell me you don't like something, I'm gonna like
Catalog it.
catalog it and be like, okay, so and so doesn't like this. But then I see you like doing that thing that you've said you don't like, or like hanging out with that person that you've said you don't like. And I'm like, what? Why are we doing that?
Like, that's not good for you if you genuinely don't like them. Like you said.
Exactly.
Like, as your friend, I would advise you not to hang out with them, but now I'm not sure if you actually don't like them or like them.
And it's also like kind of piggybacking off of this, forgive but don't forget. It's like if someone did you wrong in the past, remember they did you wrong.
You
One
go
more.
again because you have more.
That
Because I
is
only have
true.
3.
My next one is being a bad speller, recognizing you are bad at spelling, and not making an effort to correct yourself in your spelling.
Facts. Listen, there are
Because,
some words I don't know how to spell, but I know
oh
that I
my
don't know how to
gosh.
spell them.
So, I'm in a club at my school where we like make ads and whatever. And I was making a poster for one club, and the word motivator was in it. I found this out last night. You don't know about this.
I
I
don't.
spelled the word motivator wrong.
Wait, but you showed
I
it to me and I didn't catch it.
No, exactly. I spelled it motivator.
Wait, because if I noticed, I would have told you. I feel bad.
I'm just like, I don't know how InDesign needs autocorrect in
Yeah.
spell check. It may have that. I don't know how to turn it on. It needs it. Because
Wait.
when I tell you getting sent to the group chat, because a girl like sent and was like, "Hey, some of these words are spelled wrong. Like fix it and it's all good." And then a dude followed up with pictures, so now it's immortalized. It was humbling. No, and he followed up with pictures after I had fixed it. I was just like, how did I spell motivator so wrong? No, and like I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, it looks off, but I can't tell why.
I can't believe I didn't catch that for you.
Yeah.
Like I failed for you. I
You
failed
kinda you
you.
kinda let me down.
I know.
This is such a fun game.
This is a fun game. Ooh. Okay, I don't know which one to say first. Okay, we'll just go in order. So, my first red flag is if someone has never had a job by the time they go to college when they had the time and transportation. Cuz
Because
I
I literally added this. Like, you know how I was like, "Oh, I just thought of another one." That was the one that I added.
stop. I was like, stop. That's so funny. But
Because
I'm just,
you need that experience. For
you
starters,
need
you
the
need that experience.
experience. You can't rely on your parents' money forever. Unless, I mean,
Especially no, I can't say that.
I mean, some people might be able to, but you shouldn't need to rely on your parents' money. You have to learn how to make your own money. And I get there are special circumstances if maybe you don't have a car. There are some workarounds that, but like if you don't have a car and if you're like busy, I get that. Like
If
I
you
get
aren't
why
able to
you
get,
wouldn't
like,
have a job.
reliable transportation, like, I get
Exactly.
that. But it's just, like, to go into college and never have a job, like, that is just setting yourself personally up for failure in that you are lacking that experience.
Especially if you have your own car and don't pay for your own gas and don't have a job and only have one after school activity that's only half the year.
Shots were fired.
I'm just saying, like, you can find jobs that don't take up that much time and
Yeah.
that are pretty flexible. That's all I have to say.
Alright. So, my next one is kinda piggybacking off of the story I told earlier. If you use Canva and you are in a major focused on knowing Adobe programs, like, I'm an advertising major. You should know how to use Adobe. So if you are depending on Canva to and you are, like, a junior or senior, like, something like that, and you still don't know how to use Adobe, like, Canva is a crutch that you are using, and it is hurting you. Canva sucks.
Canva does suck. Like, I get if you're a freshman and you're ready to learn those programs. But if you're a junior
Canva
and senior,
Canva is a good jumping off point, but it's not somewhere you should stay from. It is a crumbling cliff that you should not stay on.
Canva is good for high schoolers and recreational use, but not
Because Canva
professional.
also, like, it takes away individuality in design because, like, they have all the templates, so you're just gonna use the templates and not come up with your own stuff. Well, if you're using InDesign, you can come up with so many, like, the possibilities are endless. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Should I say my next one?
Yeah.
If you have your ringer on, you are wrong.
Yes. Yes. Unless you like need it to be on. But like if it's
Or
on
unless
all
it's,
the
like,
time,
your laptop and you accidentally had the volume up.
but if it's on
But,
all the
like
time,
because that is the thing that I hate with, like, movies and shows, is that they have the, like, teenagers ringers on.
mhm.
Like, I'm sorry, vibrate only.
I turn my vibrate off and my notifications off. So, and I'm
I
like
don't like missing notifications, that makes me anxious.
I just well, the sound of getting a notification makes me anxious. So I just turn
Mm.
it off. Okay.
Ringer stays off. Like, anytime my roommate Holly's probably watching this, hi, Holly. Anytime my roommate, like, has her laptop volume on and, like, she gets a notification, I turn to her and I'm like, "Turn it off. Turn it off right now. Turn it off or leave."
Okay, my next red flag. This annoys me to no end. It is my biggest pet peeve. Like, if anyone asks me what my pet peeve is, I will say this. It's when people are on their phone when we're trying to have a conversation, or if we're in a group and everyone's on their phone.
Mhm. Like or, like, if you say something and the only response you get is like on their phones.
It annoys me to no end because
Like, let's engage.
I'm like, who is more important than me in this moment? Not in that way. But like, we met up to like see each other, and then you're not even gonna like talk to me?
Exactly. There's phone time. There's phone time in like the middle of a hangout. I
But
get
that's like
that.
a mutual agreement.
But if
Like,
it's like you just get to their house and it's only like you and them and like you might be waiting for more people, it's like you two should talk to each other. You shouldn't like one person shouldn't be on their phone while the other person's like waiting for everyone else to show up.
literally. And the thing is, like, if there's an emergency, the like protocol, I guess, is to say, be like, hey guys, like, I just need to step out for a second to deal with this. And then you step out and deal with it. And then no one cares. Everyone's like, oh, I hope you like figure that out. But like, the thing that annoys me the most about this is when it's happening and like people are like, and then I'm just like sitting there, and then I just like get on my phone so I'm not just sitting there, and I'm just like swiping because I don't know what to do.
Like you're like swiping through your different home screens.
I'm like, no one texts me like that much. Like, I don't have anyone to text right now. It annoys me to no end.
Mhm. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. My next one is having 50 plus tabs open in one window to where like the top of your Google Chrome, it's so small you can't even like read the text. Like you can have 50 plus tabs open in separate windows,
That's what I
but
do. I
not in
group mine.
one. That's like that. No, I do the same thing, but having them all open in one window, that is so stressful. And like, how are you existing in that? Like,
How
you
do
can
you
do
not
tab
accidentally
groups.
X out?
How do you even know the difference between the tabs?
Like, I know if you hover it, but who has the time to just hover and wait for it to appear? Like, right now, I'm on my
Like, if you have to
podcast
scroll,
tab.
if you have to scroll through your tabs, I think it's time, like, for you to deal with your commitment issues and let some of them go.
Literally. How do you feel about phones?
Oh, phones are a whole different story.
Okay,
My,
good. Okay, good.
because I read, like, online comics illegally, and I had, like, 200 tabs open of all the comics and stories I was reading.
Sometimes I just like to scroll back and see what I was looking up in moments of time. So right now I have 400 tabs open on my phone.
Oh my god.
Uh, I'll go through them. It's fun to look back. But my computer,
Desktop's gotta be organized. Gotta be organized. What's your next
Oh,
one?
this might get you heated.
I'm scared now.
When people drag you into their drama,
Because let's talk about that.
my
For
story.
starters, you shouldn't dislike someone because they are affiliated with another person.
Mhm.
Because that is not fair. Let's hear your story and then I'll get more heated. I
Okay.
guarantee.
Okay, my story. This involves Maddie too. There was someone we both knew, and I wasn't really friends with them. We just talked occasionally, and this person was
I was a
friends.
little bit closer with them.
Maddie was a bit closer with them, but let's just say this person would come to me and like talk about.
Very personal details.
He would talk about stuff I did not need to know about. So let's just say there were some communication issues between Maddie and this person.
And
And instead,
instead of this person talking directly to me about our issues, instead he would go to Maya and like vent to her and like complain and be like
I
anyways,
didn't ask for it, and it
she did ask for
stressed
it.
me out. It
And
stressed
it's
me out.
also like he assumed that you weren't going to tell me.
Come on.
Sir, you don't
BFMR.
know how girls operate.
Literally. Well, one thing in my mind at this time, Maddie and this person were friends in my mind. So I was like, I don't want to like ruin their friendship by like, I don't know. I was so stressed during this period, and that's why you don't drag people into your drama that don't want to be there.
Like, if it's something that's really bothering you and it's someone, like, and you're talking to somebody that you trust and you're like, "Listen, I know you're friends with them, but I just really need to vent and, like, get this off my chest," and maybe, like, you as their friend can, like, rationalize the behaviors that have been bothering me. That's okay, but you need to ask for consent first.
Mhm. Also,
Consent is key.
consent is key. But also, the environment in which this person would come to me was just not appropriate.
Because it was like there were other
So,
things happening that you needed to be focusing on.
exactly. And that's all we're going to say on that. Maddie, go.
Alright, I came up with this one. Not respecting people's boundaries. This kind of is like in tandem in the sense that like if someone says they're not okay with something, don't do that around them. If someone says that they're not comfortable with you doing something like to them or to other people, don't do it. Like we've talked about this before. We're not people that touch. We're not touchy people. I'm working on becoming a touchy person, but like depending on the person, like, I don't want you touching me, so don't touch me. But on many occasions, there have been people that have, like, touched me, and I've been like, stop, please." Not in a weird way, just, like, in a, like, hug and, like, their their love language is touch, and it was it was too much.
Yeah. And no matter how, like, small that boundary might seem to you, it could be really big for the other person. So don't, like, joke around about it with them. Like, that is just so rude.
No, and it takes a lot for someone to, like, set a boundary and communicate that boundary because people can set boundaries all the time, but to actually communicate it to them, that means it is an issue and you need to, like, reassess your behavior.
Yeah. Do you have any more red flags?
No,
Okay.
but I just wanna say for the people who are listening, I ate a whole Uncrustable during that first part, and you guys hopefully had no idea. Alright, should
Beige
we
flags?
go to our, like the beige flags I have for you and the beige flags you have for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
you go.
You are a victim of sweet treats.
I am! Wait, I lost
I am
my
too! Oh, you're grabbing all your sweet treats. Maya,
Stop.
you have, like, 5 bags in your hands.
I know.
You're gonna
Strawberry
get a
shortcake
tour.
goldfish? Yeah. Strawberry shortcake goldfish. These are to die for. They are so good. They are so good. I recommend. I have way more in one of my desk drawers, and we're not gonna get to that. Brookside dark chocolate acai berries.
Valid, valid.
It's getting kind of empty, and it's making me sad. Okay, I had a hair in my mouth. Girl Scout cookies, Samoas. Petition to Girl Scouts to make more than 15 in a box. Cause tell me why
Or
this box was $6.
bring back Savannah Smiles.
That too.
Girl
And
Scouts of
then
America, I know you're listening.
and then 2 bags of Scandinavian swimmers from Trader Joe's. The normal ones and the super sour ones. I like both. I
I
am a
I
victim.
also I also have a lot of sweet treats. I'm not gonna go into them, but there's a lot. I have 2 candy bars. One is called a whatchamacallit, and the other one is a who's you what's it. Those are the actual names.
I love that. The first one is that your go-to order at a boba shop is the brown sugar milk tea with no boba because that is like the staple boba. Like that is the staple tapioca boba. And you get it without the boba and I think it's funny.
I don't like the tapioca boba. It feels like a body part in my mouth.
Which I understand, but I just
I
think it's
did
funny that your favorite flavor is the one that is most associated with tapioca boba.
I did get a drink a while ago. It was, like, strawberry, and it had, like, strawberry,
Ooh.
like, mega or ultra boba or something like that. So, like, the boba was, like, coated in, like, it was, like, connected to, like, strawberry jelly or something like that. It was really good.
Mm.
I liked that,
Yeah,
but
I like my favorite boba is popping boba or jelly, but I don't
popping
mind
boba's so
tapioca.
good. I hate
Mhm.
tapioca boba.
Yeah.
I used to if I ever got tapioca boba, I'd, like, suck all of the boba up in my straw and then, like, shoot it out at people.
Which I understand, and I'm not judging you for that. I just think it's funny.
My next one. Now, Maya, go ahead and just clutch your pearls preemptively. Theater kid in a derogatory way. Let's pan the camera to your playbill wall. We've got
No, Into the Woods, Anastasia,
oh,
Beetlejuice, Mean Girls, Hades Town, Moulin Rouge, Hamilton, Lion King, and Kiki Boots.
and let me just ask you one more question. Who signed your Mean Girls playbill?
Renee Rapp. Renee Rapp signed my playbill. And we're just gonna ignore the fact that my laptop right now is risen with the Hamilton book and a bird book I made.
I mean, mine's on 3 throw pillows, so you at least have a more sturdy setup. Moral of the story, Maya's a theater kid, but
Yeah.
I am too, just not as much as she is. Okay, what's my next one? Oh, this is so fun.
I know. We kind
I'm
of
now
already
scared.
we talked about this in the last episode. So listen if you haven't already.
Go
But
listen to our last episode.
but you like to do things for the plot, which is okay, but you're also a people pleaser. So you'll go along with something you don't actually want to do and then be sad later. And it makes me sad because you're sad when you could have avoided it. But like
Now
for the
listen,
plot.
Maya, help me grab this knife out of my back.
We
Damn.
we talked about it last episode. Go listen to that.
Anyways, my next one is going to the book section and pointing out every book and saying, I have this. I want this. I just finished reading this. I'm right now reading this. Oh, I've already read this. Oh, this is a good book.
It's the only way to go book shopping. It's the only right way.
Mm hmm. Mm hmm.
Your last one? I thought of this like 10 minutes before I FaceTimed you. Maddie eats her mac and cheese with ketchup.
I literally wrote that.
Stop.
Listen, shit is fire. It's fire. I don't know where I picked it up, but it's the only way I'll eat Kraft mac and cheese. I only eat Kraft mac and cheese that way. If it's like homemade mac and cheese
Oh, yeah.
or like cookout mac and cheese, I don't eat it that way. I only eat Kraft mac and cheese that way.
And maybe it's. And I don't like ketchup, so I would never think about doing that. But the first time you showed me, I was a little taken aback.
I made a point to show you too.
I know.
I was like, with the
And
ketchup.
it's stuck with me since then that I had to write it down.
Ah, I have one more. This one, it's so funny that we're doing this, and I wrote this down. Are you ready?
I don't know.
One thing I think everybody needs to know about Maya is desperate to know about how people perceive her,
Stop. I am.
and it's completely valid. Like,
Exactly. I do make a point to it though. I need people to
exactly.
know what they think about me.
That because it's like also you should just be telling people like if you like them, you should be like, "Yeah, you're a great person. I love hanging out with you and stuff." Like
Exactly.
affirmations.
Literally. Like, maybe I don't do it as much as I would like it done to me, but birthdays, graduation just happened. I made sure to write everyone I cared about a nice little note about how
Exactly.
much I cared about them and how much I love them.
Should we
Okay.
move on to the ones that we see in ourselves?
Yes, I try to make things that, like, you wouldn't think of for me. Should we do green, red, beige? Because the beige ones are the most fun.
Okay. So the first green flag I have for myself was that my entire life is right now planned out on my Pinterest boards.
That
Did
is a
you?
green
Yeah.
flag. I
Like,
almost put
because that
something
makes
about
gift
Pinterest.
giving so easy. Like, download Pinterest, set up some boards so that people know what to get you.
That is how I find gifts for half my friends, is through their Pinterest. I know exactly what I'm getting Maddie for her birthday. Ugh, Pinterest is my Instagram. I haven't posted on Instagram since last summer mainly for other reasons, but we're not gonna talk about that. But if you want to know about my life, stalk my Pinterest. My first green flag is that I didn't peak in high school.
Let's say it
So,
louder for the people in the back.
so hopefully we're just gonna go like this in life.
Mm-hmm. Never hit the peak. Always keep them
Exactly.
guessing.
Because at least it didn't go like this. Okay, your next one.
My next one, some people might see this as a red flag. I see it as a green flag. I am a control freak.
But
Like,
it can
if
be
I'm in
good
a
in
group
some ways.
exactly. If I'm in a group project, I will end up the group leader. Maybe not on purpose, but I will end up as it because I don't trust other people. Because like there was recently a group project assignment thing, and the one time I'm like, "Oh, I won't be a control freak and I'll let someone else submit it." She submitted it wrong and we got points off.
But
So,
like the good thing about that in like that instance is that you're not the annoying control freak. You're just the person who like makes sure
I'm just
everyone has their
responsible.
work done and you do your own work. So,
No, and also like if I'm like hanging out with friends or like planning a little get together or something, I am the one that's like, all right, this is the time, this is the place, this is where we will
mhm.
meet, this is what we will do. Like, I will plan that shit so no one else has to.
And that is a green flag. My next one is that I'll never make fun of something that makes other people happy. Like, my example is like people's favorite music. Like, I'll never make fun of you for that. Because I hate when people are like, I listen to all music, except for country. It's the worst. There's a country music audience out there. It's not me, but unless it's Taylor Swift. But it's not me. But I'm not gonna like make fun of someone for liking that music.
It's just like
I'm
because
just gonna be like what you like.
I'm one of those like I like all music but country, but that is just because it's
Yeah,
not my personal preference. If you like country,
exactly.
I'm not gonna
Same.
take points off for it, but it's just like it's not
Same.
my personal.
Or like movies. Like if someone's like my favorite movie is like Coraline. If someone tells me they don't like Coraline, I'll ask why, but I'm not gonna be like judgy about it. I'll be
Because that's
like,
their taste.
I'm gonna be like, oh, that's like a valid criticism. Cause yes, the other mother was scary, and I can see how she could scar you for life. That's all I had.
My next green flag is I will commit to a bit or a joke. You know?
That is a green
Like,
flag.
if I have some type of banter or an energy in the way that we converse, I will commit to it until the other person doesn't.
Yeah,
Because it's like, that's entertaining and funny. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
exactly. And it validates the other person.
And it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun. It makes life more interesting.
Do it for the plot.
But not when you don't want to.
Anyways.
Okay,
Anyways.
the last green flag I wrote down, because I'm sure we have way more, is that I will make sure you have content for Instagram, because I will be bringing my DSLR, digital camera, or
Yes.
both
Yes.
to events to take photos. I
Yes.
took all
My
of our
whole Instagram
graduation
feed
photos.
brought to us by Maya. I haven't posted on Instagram in a hot minute because Maya has not been taking my photos.
I'm just saying, I am that friend,
It's
and
more
I
so
don't care.
not so much that like you bring cameras and stuff like that, but that you take pictures because not everybody
Hmm.
takes pictures. And it's like you take pictures and you're
Exactly.
like, "Oh, does that look good?" And you'll take multiple pictures because if you ask someone
Hmm.
to take a picture for you, you take like 10 so that they can
Exactly.
pick. You don't just take one and call it a day. You take
Exactly.
multiple.
And if someone asks me to take their picture, I get super excited. I love taking people's photos. And like, the one thing I ask is if it was taken on that DSLR and I edited that photo, you better tag me.
And
Because
don't add filters and don't edit over
don't
what you've
add
already done.
filters. Or else don't
The
tag me.
Visco the Visco era is done.
Don't do that. I have a specific style I like to edit it, and if you don't like it and you add a filter, don't tag me. I'm fine with that. But if you post it edited by me, please tag me and give me credit. That's all I ask. If it's a digital camera, to all my friends listening, if it's a digital camera photo, I don't really care. But I love it when you do.
Mhm.
Okay.
My last one is that I have a freaky good memory.
You do. No, because I
Like,
almost put that down
it's
for me.
it's like, it freaks me out and is honestly a little bit of a burden because, like, I just
Mm-hmm.
can't forget things,
Mm-hmm.
but other people, like, they forget them so easily, so it's like, "Okay, I should forget about it, but I just can't."
Yeah. But I think this is why another reason why we're good friends is because we both remember a lot of things. So it's
We remember the
easy.
details.
It's exactly so it's easy to like have an engaging conversation because we remember. And that is a green flag.
Should we
Red
move on
flags.
to the red flags?
Okay, I'll start this time. One of my red flags is that I will stalk anyone I know on like Instagram, Pinterest, or like Snap Maps. If I
That's not
know
a red
you,
flag.
I will be stalking. But it's like
That's not a red flag. I think everybody does that,
I
so
spend like hours every night. Even if I don't even like them, if I've heard of them once, I will be stalking them.
you're just checking up on them, making
I'm
sure
just
they're
making sure they're
okay.
doing okay. Like we had our school had like an Instagram account for where everyone was going to college. And for a hot minute, it was taken down. And I was devastated because I needed to know where everyone was going. But don't worry, it got
Because, like,
brought
it
back.
was also a thing, like, we would be in conversations and be like, "Oh, wait, where'd they end up?"
Exactly.
And we weren't able to find out.
Exactly. Put your college in your Instagram bio, please. But yeah, I am a
Mhm.
stalker and I acknowledge that.
My the first red flag I wrote down, really, I'm just a Pisces. Like, you can't blame me because I am a Pisces. Like, I am going to fall fast and fall hard for the most minute amount of attention. But I recognize that. And I recognize that it's a little weird, but I'm just a Pisces. Like, I can't help it. What's your next one?
Okay, my next one. This I just okay. So I don't watch a lot of movies and I haven't seen a lot of popular movies. But the other side of that is I'm shocked when other people have the same problem as me. Like one of our friends told me she told me that she's never seen Hercules before. And I was like obviously who hasn't seen Hercules? But then I think to myself, wait, I haven't seen like any of the Marvel movies. Like I've seen maybe like 3, maybe. And
What
I've seen
three?
none of the Star Wars movies.
What three?
Spider-Way, Spider-Way, Spider-Man Homecoming. I've seen Spider-Man Homecoming, Black Panther. I swear,
Captain
I
Marvel.
probably oh Captain Marvel. I did see Captain Marvel.
You
Obviously,
saw that at my birthday party.
I know. Obviously, those are the 3 I've seen. There
Those are
and then
those are
probably
the good ones
some tidbits of
because
others, but I have never like sat down to watch a Marvel movie. In each of those instances, I didn't choose to watch it.
no,
I mean,
yeah,
I
and
enjoyed
it's
them,
like
but it wasn't it wasn't my choice.
I get that. I think
Yeah.
that's more of a beige flag in that it might be like different to other people, but like it's
I
completely
know,
normal to
but then
not
I'm a
watch every
hypocrite.
single movie.
But then I'm a hypocrite to other people. That's my red
Yeah.
flag. At least I recognize it.
Mhm.
What's your last one? Wait, do you have one more?
Girl, I've only said one.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I went first this time. Okay.
My next one is that I'm a very blunt person and I don't always realize that what I'm saying can be perceived as rude. Not in the
Mm.
sense that I'm careless in what I'm saying, but more so like if someone point blank asks me a question, I'm gonna answer it honestly. So it's like if someone's like telling me things that a boy has done and they're like, "What do you think this means?" I'm gonna tell them what it means, and they just might not like the answer. And I'll feel bad that like I've told them a disappointing answer, but also it's like I'm not gonna change my answer so you like it
Yeah,
because you asked for my honest opinion, so I'm gonna give it.
and that in itself is a green flag. But I understand how the bluntness could be seen as rude to some people. Yeah. My last red flag. You're gonna laugh when I say this. Is that I low-key have a fear of driving and I get anxiety whenever I have to drive with another person in the car. Like, I've gotten over my fear when I'm driving by myself, but as soon as you put another person in that passenger seat, I will.
This is funny. This is funny. Because it's so true. I felt bad anytime you'd have to drive.
I know. But then I feel bad because I always ask someone else to drive, so I will volunteer occasionally, especially if it works out better. But like, at least you know I'm being careful.
Yeah. For the record, Maya is my passenger princess.
Hmm.
We neither of us have cars right now, but even then, I'll like take my parents' cars and
Yeah.
pick Maya up.
This one.
Okay, my last one. Holly and I had a conversation about this last night. I am oblivious in the sense that like I'm not always aware of my surroundings or like how other people are acting towards me. Because looking back at when I was younger, because for the longest time I was like, no guy has ever liked me. That was wrong. I was just stupid. But also, like, I literally once in a Target walked into an aisle with somebody that I knew, walked out of the aisle, turned around to my friend, and turned around to Holly. And Holly was like, she was freaked out because she saw the person that was in the aisle. I didn't see the person, and I started like yelling for Maya. And Holly was like looking at me, and she's like, shut up, shut up. Like, stop talking. Look who's in the aisle behind you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I literally walked in this aisle and looked at the person and did not see who it was.
I'm so mad about that day.
I'll never, like, I'm genuinely never going to live
I'm
that
never
down.
gonna get over that. And the way we were just
No,
yelling to each
because
other across the
I
aisle.
was literally, it's so stupid. I was holding like a shark and a dinosaur stuffed animal, and I'm yelling, like, Maya,
Across the aisle.
Maya, Maya,
And I was
come
like,
look.
and I was like, what? What do you want, Maddie?
And
And Holly's standing
Holly
there
is
like,
standing there looking at me, and she's like, shut up. Like, she
and, we're,
looks like someone just died behind me. And then she,
and,
like,
then,
goes to get Maya.
and I'm like going like, oh my god, a shark and a dinosaur! And Holly's just like,
Holly's, like, traumatized. And Maya and I, because Holly didn't know this person, she just, like, knew of them, and Maya and I actually knew them. And it was just, like, Holly was the
so
only one that saw them.
we're actually never gonna live that down. Basically, if you're not watching our YouTube video, you're missing out on some great reenactments right now.
I genuinely, I'm so mad
Me
that
too.
I was just so, like, oblivious to to what was going on in the people around me. And it's like, I notice a lot of things, but I also apparently don't. Like, I don't pick up on this kind of goes back to, like, me being blunt, is in certain scenarios, I will not pick up on subtext.
That was
Maybe
a
it's
good
mental
one, Red.
illness. Should we go into the outro?
Beige flags.
Oh, I forgot about that! Alright, so our last section are beige flags. My first one, we kind of talked about this, but I can't spell without autocorrect. And like sometimes it's to the point where autocorrect is like given up on me too. And it's like, girl, we don't know what you're trying to say. First one.
Same. My first one is that when I talk about inanimate objects, I give them pronouns.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it catches people off guard, but like
They're like, "There's another person?" They'll
I'm
get
like
confused.
no, my book. She's like great. Okay, what's your next one?
My next one, we kind of talked about this too. I'm delusional.
I was
I
the
love how I'm like,
best.
I don't catch up on any subtext, but I will look and read way too deeply into the smallest interactions.
But like, don't we all? Don't we all?
Yeah. What's your next one?
Delulu is the Solulu. Anyway, my next one. I'm surprised you didn't call me out for this, but I don't update my phone like ever,
I completely,
unless
or your laptop.
or my lap. I've never updated my laptop.
Maya, like genuinely update it.
I know, and my iPad never updated.
iPads
Um,
don't count.
I know, but I always get the notification and I just push remind me later, knowing I will not do it later. But the funniest thing about me not updating my phone is sometimes they're like, this has been a recent thing. Like, this hasn't been always. Normally, I'm just lazy. But recently, it's like, we'll update between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. And I'm like, but I'm usually on my phone during those hours. And I don't want it to be updating
No, and
while
also
I'm
you don't have
using
the
it.
update where people can like unsend and edit messages.
Oh no, I finally got that
Oh,
one
okay.
because it was annoying. But I didn't
Yeah.
have that one for the longest time, and I could see all of the unedited messages.
And the unsent messages.
Yeah. I don't unsend messages. I always forget that's a thing. But I will occasionally edit them. But yeah, and I probably still won't update my phone for a while until it becomes annoying. What's your
Hmm.
next one?
My next one is I am a Mitski fan. Said what I said. She was my
Nope.
top artist. Top album. No, she wasn't my top artist, but she was my top album. Um, shit hits. My next one, I think this one's relatable. My main form of validation is academic. Like, if I have good grades, then everything is great.
Yeah. I used to be like that until I didn't want to work super hard for my grades, and then I became okay with them being not
Gifted
as
kid
good.
burnout.
Yeah, gifted kid burnout. But yeah,
No, because that's my issue. Being in the gifted program, I have learned that I don't need to work hard to get good grades. And being in like an
literally.
easy program in college, like it's easy for me. I still don't need to work very hard to get good grades. So I'm just never going to be working hard. More so in the sense that like if I enjoy it, then I'll do it and I don't need to like
Yeah.
force myself to do something.
See, I was the opposite where I felt like I needed to take the hard classes, but then that made me because I needed validation from that, but then I struggled to get good grades in those classes. I
And that's
had
mainly like if you had
they
tried,
were
you would have
B's
gotten good
guys.
grades.
Exactly. They were decent grades. They were B's. But in my mind, they could have been better.
No, and
Anyway,
it's like I know right now the percentages I have in every single one of my classes because 3 out of the 6 are 100%.
okay, that's a flex. And a green flag.
And then the other
She is
2 are
studious.
90s, high 90s, and then I have one that's 80%, but there's only 2 assignments.
And that's
Moving
a
on.
B. My last beige flag. I don't know if you know this about me, but I was just thinking about it the other day. The other day was literally last night. Is that okay, well, the first part they kind of go hand in hand. Well, the first part is I never delete any of the alarms I set cuz I just like having an alarm at that time if I need it again, which I know is like kind of normal and a lot of people do that. But the other thing is that I don't delete any reminders off my phone and like don't check them off. So like I'm still getting the reminder to order my final transcript for high school. And I had my like my PE clothes reminder go off every week for like 3 years after I didn't need it.
How does that not annoy you?
I don't know. It's probably
Like, the
because I don't
alarms, I
actually.
get that. The reminders, I don't use reminders app, so I don't really
Because
know how it
I.
works. How does
Because
that
I
not
just.
annoy you?
Because I just see it and ignore it. I'm like, and I just ignore it.
Then
The
just
reminders.
delete it.
But like, I don't know why I don't. Like, if I. I need to. I was thinking about this last night. I was
If
like,
you
this
pull
is
it up
not
and show
normal.
it to me, I will get mad. Like, that is why I don't. Oh, girl. That is like a mile long.
It's long. There's
Oh my
121
god.
notifications.
What is the point?
I
Like,
don't
you're not
know.
reminding yourself about anything relevant.
I know.
It's
I
there
don't.
to remind you about important things, but if
But
you
the
just let it keep
thing,
reminding you about things that you've already been reminded about, then what is the point of reminding?
because I always forget, and then I need it to keep
Maya,
coming.
you're not in school right now. You don't need your
I
gym
know.
clothes. You've
I turned
ordered
that
your
one
final
off.
transcript.
I turned off the gym clothes one. That was the only one I turned off because it annoyed me so. But the other ones, I'm like, eh. Yeah,
Wrong.
I know.
Wrong. Alright.
If it's really
So,
important, I'll just text it to myself. Uh,
anyways, so my last beige flag is that this is with Starbucks, like cold drinks, not hot drinks. My default size is a venti
I almost
because
put something in yours about how you order like cold drinks all the time and like rarely get hot drinks.
because hot drinks affect me like on a molecular level and make my whole body heat up. If I have a hot drink when it's cold, I will sweat. Like, so, and I'm someone who like I drink my drinks fast. If they're
Mm.
like if I'm like holding them, I'll drink it fast. So like I need in quotes, but I need to get the venti because like if I'm getting a drink with someone like you who sips their drinks,
I am the
then
sipper. I get grande.
then it's a situation of my drink will be done in like 5 seconds and they'll still have their whole drink. So like I get a venti to like even it out. So we're drinking at the same pace in quotes.
But even with us, that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
So I drink really slowly. It's just if I drink too fast, then my stomach hurts and then I feel the need to lay down.
I think the reason why I'm a gulper is because I am in a constant state of dehydrated. So whenever I get a drink, my body is like, we need the liquids. That's my last one.
That was so fun though.
That was so fun. I'm like so tired right now though.
I know.
Like my back hurts because
My back hurts too.
I
And
don't
you know
have
what?
anything to lean against. She's cracking her
Okay.
back. The
Time.
bows are kind of cute. We have bows
I
on our
know they
headphones right
started
now.
growing on me, which you'll know if you
Yeah,
watch our
this
YouTube
one,
video.
the one on my there's one that like actually looks like a good bow and the other one that kind of looks like its leg got run over.
Same. This is the
Anyways,
good side. This is my good side.
this is my good side.
This one's a bit wonky, but
Anyways,
anyways.
thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast today. If you made it
Mhm.
to the end of the video, like you win. I don't know. I don't know. What do they
I don't
win?
know. They win. A
They win sweet
congratulations
treats.
from us.
They win sweet treats. We're not
Go
giving
get
you any, but
yourself.
like, go treat
Go
yourself.
get yourself. Exactly. I recommend Trader Joe's Scandinavian Swimmers. Sour or not.
Or the Cadbury eggs.
Ooh, the Cadbury eggs.
I finished one bag, but I have 3 more.
Oh my god. I still have
Anyways.
mine from last year.
No, that's what I'm talking about too.
Yeah, I know.
But make sure to follow us on Instagram, Spotify, you subscribe to us on YouTube.
TikTok.
TikTok. Let's not forget about the TikTok. It's Dear Diary or Dear Diary Pod, right?
Dear Diary Pod, all under case, no dots or dashes. For TikTok, Instagram, at Dear Diary Pod _ YouTube. All the links will be in every other social media's bios.
Yeah.
So just find us there. If you liked this episode, make sure to check out our first one if you haven't already, but also share it with your friends. If you
And,
think
like,
they'll
let
like.
us know your red, green, beige, rainbow, purple flags.
Purple's my favorite color.
Green is my favorite color.
I
Oh
wonder
my
why our colors are
gosh.
like that.
What? Anyways, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful whenever time you're listening to this, and
And yeah,
we'll have
make
another
sure.
episode soon.
Exactly.
Maybe not soon, but at some point.
We'll probably post updates on Instagram the most. So follow us there and everywhere
I
else.
just need to get. Anyways, bye guys!
Bye!